What's up, guys? I'm excited. I just got this box, and you can see it's got those 3 letters on it there, PRS. So I'm excited to see what's inside, and of course share the magic moment with you guys. I've got a pretty good idea what's inside. I mean, I kind of know, but I also am not sure exactly some of the aspects of it, some of the details. And what's cool is this guitar right here in this box is a guitar that, well, at this point when I'm filming this video, no one's really seen before. So that's something that's cool. And if you're seeing this video, it means that they just released it. So I love it. So it's a really magic moment for me. I've always loved PRSs, and let's get this baby out of here and see what we're talking about. Oh yeah, got a nice gig bag here. See, nice embroidery. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, woo! That is beautiful. Look at that. That is the black top, and nice. It's their beautiful headstock, and throw that gig bag over there. Look at that. That is awesome. That's the black top finish. This is the newest model in Paul Reed Smith's acoustic line. And what's cool and different about this one is it's their first parlor guitar that they've released. Acoustic. You can see the mahogany sides, mahogany backs. I love that vintage like satin finish on there too. That looks awesome. They're like, you know, Paul Reed Smith is good. Their guitars are exceptional. I've had a few of theirs in the past, electrics, and but one of the things that I think they just stand out with is their aesthetics. And this already looks just beautiful. It's got the bird inlay, mahogany neck, ebony fretboard here with the binding. It's really sharp. Like that herringbone, you know, binding around the sides too, just to give it a little texture there. I think the white pickguard too, it reminds me, it's kind of like a throwback to a lot of those old vintage guitars, like Stellas, and kind of like that. It's funny, like I got that Stella back there, and this old pickguard's worn off, but this looks just like it. And I always love checking, like, I don't know why, you know, but I always love seeing if it's in tune out of the box. It's in tune out of the box. Oh man, that feels great. One of the things about parlor guitars, like historically, which I always loved, and it's one of the reasons why they're so good for blues, and I think they just have like this classic sort of vibe to them, is they used to be like the most popular acoustic guitar style. You know, most people had acoustic guitars before the guitar became like way before the electric guitar was ever invented. Before it was really even played in groups and on stage a lot, the parlor guitar was like the acoustic guitar. And so it sort of is like the classic and quintessential acoustic guitar design. It's a lot smaller than something like a Dreadnought, or even like a, you know, an auditorium style or OM or anything like that. Let me move this mic in a little bit, and that way you can hear a little better what I'm playing. And again, I haven't even tuned this up. I love that. Man, the action feels great, like the playability. It feels a lot like an electric guitar neck when you play it. It's so comfortable. And the balance of it too, it's one of the things, like some guitars can get a little top heavy and lean. This has such a nice balance. It just sits so well. It really is like a very transparent, especially for an acoustic guitar, really transparent instrument when you're playing it. And by that I mean it feels like you're not holding a guitar even when you're playing it. Got good frequency response. By that I mean, like, you know, the low notes and the high notes, they ring really true. They have an even volume when you play the low notes, and then the middle ones and the high ones. So clean. Yeah, man, that is one of the easiest, I think it's just easiest guitars to play, like acoustic guitars. I think I've played like full-size acoustics. It just feels compact. It's nice. It'd make a good travel guitar, you know, in the sense that, again, it doesn't take up a lot of space, but it just puts out really clear, good, solid tone. And man, if you know, some people I think who are used to playing electric guitars, it takes some time, or it's a struggle sometimes to transition over to acoustics because of the way sometimes the body or the neck feels. It's just bigger. The strings are always kind of heavier on acoustic guitars. But this is a good guitar for, I think, people who really want to have that kind of electric feel when they're playing. And the fretboard's got a nice, like, you know, it's kind of flat. It's got a little bit of a radius to it, which helps it feel like an electric, but it's still flat enough to, I think it'd be great with slide guitar. Let me actually grab a slide really quick and see what it feels like with some slide guitar. So I'm gonna drop this again. It's funny, I still haven't tuned this yet. I'm just gonna drop it down into like an open style tuning here. The tuners feel good too, and I like that those also, they kind of match the binding. You know, with the tuners, they're very vintage style again. I like that all the aesthetics on this guitar really like a throwback vintage style aesthetics. You know, the radius is just enough to feel really comfortable playing. The radius helps you when you're fretting. It kind of makes the fretboard feel a little more organic as opposed to a totally flat fretboard. But playing slide, you know, because the slides are flat generally, if it's a really hard or heavy radius, really rounded, It's a little tougher to play slide sometimes. This is like a perfect balance. This is really nice. Let me put this in a, I guess, open G here. So I just feel like doing some like Delta blues on this guitar, you know, it's really got that sort of vibe to it. Oh man, that's so good, so good. Again, it's got a lot of punch for a small guitar too, and just, you know, just love looking at it. That's awesome. It's got the matte finish, you know, so it's got a nice finish on it, but it's not so shiny, you know. It looks like it's already like a vintage guitar. That's really cool. Also, like, it's a simple thing, but I like when they put the strap button on it, you know, because the first thing you want to do when you get it on stage or you're taking it out, playing it standing up, a lot of acoustic guitars don't have that strap button on it, and it's like, then you got to like tie it to the headstock or install a strap button, so that's nice. And yeah, so it's got the Fishman pickup system too. Let me try to plug this in, and yep, okay, here it is, and I think it's the GT1. I think that's the pickup system that's in this piezo system, so it's got a volume and a tone knob, really seamless, like right in the sound hole there. And that's always good too, because then you don't have anything bulky on the guitar, and it fits in the case nice. So let me plug this in and get some tones here on it and see what it sounds like electrified. So I've got it just plugged into a tube amp, no distortion, no effects, plugged straight into the amp, a little bit of spring reverb, that's it. And that's usually like, that's usually how I like to amplify acoustic guitars. That's nice. Yeah, real great attack. It's real warm. You know, piezo pickups, like the rod piezo that's under here. I believe that's the system here. It gives you such a good clarity, and sometimes, and it depends on the preamp system, a lot of times if you run a piezo without a preamp system like the one that's in here, it gets real thin, and this is nice. It has a nice warm and full sound. It's got, again, all the frequency range, so it's got the warmth and the bass that you want. It's got enough treble. Plus it's got the tone knob and the volume knob are so good when you're playing live, because if it gets too muddy, you can brighten it up a little bit. If it gets too bright or shrill with the piezo, you can just dial it back. I usually like to go on the warm end of the tone knob when it comes to piezos. And then it's got the battery change right here. So this is the 9-volt battery that actually runs the preamp. And I also like the fact that that's on the outside, because sometimes it's, you know, kind of Velcroed inside somewhere and you have to go digging for it. Sometimes you have to loosen the strings on certain guitars. Maybe go in there. But it's nice when it's on the outside. I like that right there next to the 1/4-inch jack. Oh man, it plays just like an electric. I love it. This is such an easy guitar to play. And again, so I believe the model number for this one, again, is from Paul Reed Smith. The SE series is their acoustic series. And I believe this is the P20E. This is their Parlor guitar. And I feel really honored that, you know, they sent this to me. It's just being released. When you're watching this video and I'm releasing it here, it means it's just hit the street. And this is so cool. It's great if you want a compact guitar. It's great if you want a guitar that's great. I mean, it feels good for finger picking. It's got good volume, really rich tone. But the thing I think that really makes it stand out is how small it is and how easy it is to play. Yet you still get the tone and the feel and the richness of having like a bigger guitar, an acoustic guitar. Plus, it's really good. I just love it for blues and for fingerstyle. Like, I can already tell I'm going to be doing a lot in that specific style with this guitar. And it kind of makes you better because it's so easy to play, you know? That's the thing is some guitars, they have great tone, but you kind of, you got to fight for it sometimes, or you got to really work for it. And this does a lot of the work for you. So I'm going to enjoy playing this one.